What are you poor folks doing here? Unfortunately, my wife and I ran into a prime contractor employee at the upscale steak restaurant we had longed to visit. Behind me was my wife. This is not good. He didn't disappoint my expectations. Hey, is the person you're with a poor person in a tracksuit? The companions of lower-level poor people are poor too, huh? The next moment. Who do you think I am? Immediately after, the color drained from the prime contractor employee's face. Yes, my worst fear. It was that my wife's true identity would be exposed. Because my wife is. I'm home. Welcome back. Dinner is ready. I'm starving. Let's eat. Lately, you've been doing more overtime, haven't you? Is work getting busier? It's just a small eyeglass factory, but it seems there's a demand for what we do. Well, it's not like my salary has dramatically increased or anything. Don't worry about that. I'm not looking for a lavish lifestyle. Is that so? It's nice of you to say that, but I need to work harder. It's okay. I have no complaints about our current life. Thank you. I'm really glad I married you, Amelia. I think it's wonderful you can say such things without feeling embarrassed. Don't tease me. Sorry. Hope you're not eating much. You've left quite a bit of your food. That's strange. I thought I was hungry. Do you have a stomach ache or something? Could it be stress? That might be it. Did something happen at work? Well, I've been dealing with someone from the prime contractor, and that person is quite difficult. It's tough having to deal with unpleasant people. I was originally working as a craftsman, so I didn't have to deal with him, but the person who was dealing with him left the company. So there was no one else who could handle it. No one else could do the paperwork. We're short-staffed, so it had to be me, I guess. That sounds tough. Let me know if anything else happens. I'm always here to listen to your vents. Thank you. I'll talk to you if things get too bad. No, talk to me before it gets too bad. Right, I'll be careful. Thanks for the meal. As I told my wife, Amelia, my recent work has honestly been tough. Dealing with Jason from the prime contractor company has been a recent source of trouble. Jason is extremely selfish and has been giving us, the subcontractors, a hard time. Hello, Jason. The meeting time has passed. I'll be about 2 hours late. Forgot to give you a heads up. It would be helpful if you could let us know in advance if we're going to be late. Why should I do that? You want me, the prime contractor, to be considerate of subcontractors. I'm not saying you need to be considerate, but hey, remember this. Everything should be centered around me, the prime contractor. I don't care about the convenience of small subcontractor companies like yours. Anyway, you're in no position to voice your opinions when you should be grateful for the business. I apologize. We'll wait for you then. I hung up the phone with a sigh. This man, Jason from the prime contractor company, has always been this selfish. Being late is the norm for him, and he's hardly ever arrived on time. Far from it. Hello, about today's meeting, I'm gonna have to cancel. What? Why? I was invited to Mixer by my friend. He said that a very beautiful woman would join. Can't you prioritize our meeting? Come on, having dinner with a beautiful woman is way more fun than having a boring conversation with a dull subcontractor like you. That's the situation. If you're so keen on having the meeting, just do it by yourself. Please wait, Jason, this is a problem. By the time I called out, the call had already been disconnected. This kind of thing has become a daily occurrence, leaving me and the other employees exhausted. How much does he need to push people around before he's satisfied? No matter how much I racked my brain, I couldn't come up with a solution. Working as a craftsman used to be fun, but dealing with Jason was nothing but stress. However, Jason couldn't care less about the feelings of us subcontractors. We were pushed even further into a corner. I want to request the development of a new product. While it might be considered fortunate to be asked for work, the content of the request was utterly frustrating. The development costs were clearly insufficient. Naturally, I explained the situation to Jason. I don't care about that. Just find a way to get the money. But that's realistically difficult. Difficult. Don't get it twisted. Whether you're in trouble or not doesn't matter to me at all. No, it's not just about me. It's... Shut up. When a prime contractor asks, a subcontractor should obey without question, even if the sky falls. Stop making excuses. I'm sorry. If apologies were enough, we wouldn't need subcontractors, even if it's tough. Just deal with it, that's all. Jason unilaterally imposed his conclusion and hung up the phone. Reluctantly, I reported Jason's product development request to the other employees, but they all felt the same as I did. Without an answer, I had no choice but to head home. Are you having trouble with the development costs not being enough? Yeah. I've been trying to think of various solutions, but I can't come up with any good ideas. I see. That Jason person really demands the impossible, doesn't he? It seems he quite enjoys making life difficult for subcontractors. Product development, huh? I've never made glasses before, so I can't offer any expert advice. You might not know about making things, but you like cooking, right? Yeah, but... You're asking if I have any ideas from that. It's embarrassing to rely on you for this, but I want to know what you consider important when you're cooking. What I consider important in cooking. I do have some thoughts, but I'm not sure how they would relate to making glasses. That's okay. There might be a hint in there somewhere, so please tell me. All right. When it comes to coming up with new dishes, sometimes it's not just about adding things, but also about subtraction, about what you can see when you take things away. Subtraction, like cutting out the unnecessary and simplifying. Exactly. Now that I think about it, I've been focused on adding more and more, making things overly complicated. Take high-end steak, for example. It's created through thorough subtraction. Not that it's easy, don't get me wrong. That makes sense. Simplicity is important because it highlights the skill. I feel like I've learned something important. Thank you. You're welcome. I hope it helps solve your problem. I feel like I've grasped a thread of solution. Jason must have known that we subcontractors wouldn't be able to fulfill his request when he asked us to develop the new product. I swore to myself that I would astonish him. I couldn't let him have his way with us any longer. After days of trial and error, I discovered a manufacturing method unlike any we had used before. Listen up, everyone. This method might allow us to meet the prime contractor's demands. No one else could come up with a good idea. If you think you can do it, we'll have to trust you. I'll explain the method now. I shared the manufacturing technique inspired by my wife's advice with all the employees. Everyone exclaimed in admiration, saying they hadn't thought of that. This might be worth a try. We immediately set to work as a team, and the result was a great success. We were able to meet the prime contractor's demands with ease, and our performance stabilized. I never thought you'd actually be able to develop the product as requested. Well done. Thank you. We all worked hard together. Don't get cocky. Just because you got lucky this time doesn't mean it'll always work out. We'll continue to work hard without becoming complacent. That humble act of yours is also irritating. Knowing your place as a subcontractor. What do you want us to do then? Shut up. Just watch. I'll make things so difficult for you that you won't be able to remain so composed. Why are you so hostile towards us? If I've done something, I'll apologize. I can stand it when people lower than me don't grovel. Is that the reason? The person who dealt with me before you was much more obsequious, always groveling. Are you talking about Daniel? He ended up leaving due to mental health issues. I'd prefer that 100 times over to your nonchalant attitude. What do you think subcontractors are? They're like pawns for relieving stress. Their only value lies in being looked down upon. That's you. Stop joking around. I'm not working for that reason. I couldn't care less what you do. I'll make sure you regret this. Remember that. Jason left for the prime contractor company, spouting what sounded like a villain's final words in an anime. Regardless of whether Jason was satisfied, we were able to meet the prime contractor's demands. Though I received thanks from everyone at the company for proposing the new manufacturing method, the person I most wanted to thank was none other than my wife. Amelia, I'm home. Thank you so much. Welcome back. What's going on all of a sudden? Remember the work advice you gave me before? Yeah, I think we talked about something like that. What about it? Using your hint about subtraction, I was able to discover a new manufacturing method. That's amazing. So it worked out. I wanted to keep it a secret until we saw solid results, so I didn't mention it. So you are saying now that it was a big success. We were able to meet the demands of the prime contractor, and the company's performance is stable. That's awesome. You're the hero of the company. The people at the company might praise me like that, but it's all thanks to you, Amelia. I didn't do anything significant. I just provided a spark. Without it, who knows what would have happened? Just the thought is frightening. Did the attitude of the person from the prime contractor change? He seemed quite frustrated that we could meet even his unreasonable demands. Serves him right. But we can't let our guard down. He still looks down on subcontractors completely. You just need to keep proving your capabilities and results to shut them up. That's right. By the way, I have a suggestion. What is it? How about we go out for steak together sometime? Wow, that's awesome. You mean a fancy steak restaurant, right? Of course, it's to celebrate our work success and to show my appreciation for you, Amelia. Yay, I'm so excited. Let's look it up online. I'm looking forward to it too. I don't want to sound repetitive, but thank you so much. You're welcome. I was worried my advice might be off the mark, but it's worth speaking up, isn't it? Far from off the mark, your advice was spot on. Seeing my wife's joy as if it were her own made me feel indescribably happy. We searched online and found a reputable steak restaurant in a relatively nearby location. All right, reservation for next Saturday is all set. I can't wait. We'll have to go there on an empty stomach. We waited for the day like excited children. Work was as busy and smooth as ever, making time fly by quickly. Before we knew it, the day to visit the reserved fancy steak restaurant had arrived. Good morning. I was so excited yesterday, I could hardly sleep. You're not a grade schooler on the eve of a field trip. Calm down. The food won't run away. I know, but it's a big deal for me. When I think about it, this might be our first dining out in a long time. That's true. With a recent success, my salary increase has been confirmed and I'll be receiving a bonus as well. Your hard work has paid off. While we were having this conversation, my phone suddenly rang. Seeing the name displayed, I had a bad feeling but couldn't just ignore it. Hello. Hey, sorry to do this to you on a Saturday, but I need you to come into the office right now. What happened? We need to revise some products. I need you to finish all the products I'm about to list by today. You're the only one. Just hurry up and come in. Get ready to take notes. I'm going to list the products now. I hurriedly prepared to take notes, jotting down the product names as instructed. My wife looked on with a worried expression. Got it. Make sure you finish everything by today. I won't let you leave until it's done. Understood. Feeling sorry for yourself because it's your day off? No, not really. Getting a bit of success has gone to your head, and now you're getting what you deserve. Serves you right, subcontractor scum. Please stop talking like that. Don't get all offended just because I'm stating facts. Pathetic. Anyway, I'm counting on you. The one-sided call ended, and I let out an involuntary sigh. That was Jason, right? What did he want? He wants me to come in alone and revise some products. Oh no, is that going to take a long time? Honestly, it might be a bit tough. If it gets too late, I'll have to call the restaurant and cancel the reservation. Can I help with that work? What? Well, if it gets late, we might not be able to go for steak, right? That's true, but are you sure? Of course, I'm sure. I was the one who suggested it. I've always wanted to see your workplace. Well, since no other employees will be here today, it should be fine. Could you please dress comfortably, easy to move around in? Then I'm going in my tracksuit. Thank you. The work is straightforward, so don't worry too much. I think we can make it in time for our reservation if we work together. All right, let's work hard for our steak waiting for us. And so, I ended up working on my day off with my wife. Upon arriving at the workplace, we checked the products Jason had mentioned. There are quite a few. We'll have to work hard to finish in time. I'll try not to hold us back. I'll show you a sample now, so please do it like this. I demonstrated the work process to my wife while explaining the steps. The task was simple enough for a child to do, but the volume was overwhelming. Okay, let's get started. Let's do our best. Thank you. We continued our work in silence, focused on the task at hand. As the reservation time approached, the pressure mounted, but we couldn't afford any mistakes. We proceeded with caution, ensuring no detail was overlooked. After several hours, we finally completed all the revisions. Done. Thank you, Amelia. Good job, but we might be cutting it close with the time. If we go back home now, we may not make it. Let's call the restaurant and let them know we might be late. Right, just a moment. I took out my phone and explained the situation to the restaurant. To my surprise, they responded. Please come straight from work. Don't worry about your attire. Are you sure? I wouldn't want to inconvenience other guests. Our regulars aren't concerned about such details, so it's perfectly fine. Thank you. If we don't need to go back home, it looks like we'll make it in time. Please be safe on your way here. We look forward to seeing you. Relieved by the kind tone of the owner, I hung up the phone. Amelia, who had been listening to the conversation, smiled. It feels a bit odd going to a fancy steak place in tracksuits, but it's better than missing out altogether. Right, let's head to the restaurant then. We went directly to the reserved restaurant from our workplace. Upon arrival, the owner welcomed us with a warm smile. We've been expecting you. Please, this way to your seats. I'm sorry for our tire. There's absolutely nothing to worry about. Now, what shall we start with? Could we have your recommendations? It's our first time at a place like this. Leave it to me. The owner skillfully prepared the steak, arranging it beautifully in front of us. It looks so juicy. Well, this looks delicious. My wife and I nearly simultaneously brought the steak to our mouths. This is amazing, better than I imagined. For me too, I'm surprised at how delicious this is, a first-time experience. I'm honored to hear you say so. We also ordered soup, which was also delicious. About 30 minutes in, the restaurant door opened. Hey, boss, I'm here. Brought 3 ladies with me, so serve us something good, will you? Oh, Jason, welcome. I never imagined I'd run into Jason here. Despite urging me to rush today's work, what was he doing himself? He seemed in high spirits, accompanied by 3 flamboyantly dressed women. Oh, here is the subcontractor guy. This isn't some cheap steak restaurant, you know. Are you sure you're not lost? Hello there. Jason sat down next to me with a smug grin on his face. Encountering him at such a moment, it's the worst possible timing. Oh, is the lady sitting next to you your wife? Yes, this is my wife, Amelia. My husband always speaks highly of you. Come on, glasses and tracksuits. Are you mocking me? We had our reasons for dressing this way. Ah, a subcontractor's wife has no money, right? That must be the only clothing you have. That's not the case. Poor people always stick together, right? Birds of a feather flock together. The pleasant mood was utterly ruined. The previously enjoyable atmosphere disappeared, and I couldn't help but frown. Amelia, sensing the tension, spoke up to Jason. Isn't that quite rude? Huh, what's rude about it? My husband always works hard. Isn't your attitude towards him a bit too harsh? Do you even know who I am? No, I don't. I'm your husband's prime contractor. Show some respect. Oh, is that so? What a boring woman. At least act a bit surprised. By the way, who do you think I am? Huh, just a poor man's wife, right? Would you still act this way if you knew who my father is? My father is the president of your company. What? Jason's smug expression froze like stone. Did you not hear? I'm saying that Michael Parker, the president of your company, is my father. What? Finally understood. The president's daughter. Why would she be with someone from a subcontractor company? That's none of your business, is it? Now, what about the rude remarks you made earlier? Amelia asked with an intimidating smile. No, it was just a little joke, a bit of humor, you know, madam. Is that so? Amelia, this is the guy. The Jason I've been having trouble with. It's this guy. This person is. Realizing that the man in front of her was the one who had been troubling me, Amelia's expression changed drastically. So you're the Jason who has been causing my husband so much trouble. Oh, well, I mean. I'll be calling my father now. I'll make sure to report everything about you. Wait a minute, please. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Jason immediately started apologizing profusely. The 3 flashy women he brought with him were clearly taken aback by his behavior. Please forgive me, I beg you, just don't let me get fired. Ignoring Jason's pleas, my wife called her father on the spot. Dad, so there's been this issue with a man named Jason causing trouble. She calmly explained all of Jason's past impertinences. After a brief conversation, she ended the call. Jason, it seems you're going to be fired. What? My father was furious. He couldn't believe the audacity of your actions. Please, I'm begging you, call Mr. Parker again and ask him to reconsider. Why should we, after everything you've done? If I had known you were the president's daughter, I wouldn't have acted like this. That's exactly the problem. Now, please leave. No way. Jason finally gave up. He paid the bill and left with the 3 women, looking dejected. We're sorry for the disturbance. It's all right. He's a regular, but he's always arrogant and rude, so this was refreshing. We tried to enjoy our steak again, shaking off the incident with Jason. Excluding Jason's interruption, it was a perfect evening. The next day around noon, my wife shared some news. Dad called earlier, and Jason has been officially fired. They acted quickly. Apparently, They did some digging and found a lot of misconduct and issues. Not surprising, given his selfish nature. It was quite a shock for him, learning I was the president's daughter. Well, that's understandable. Our relationship started because I had color vision deficiency, and you made special glasses for me. I've been interested in you for a while and wanted to get closer somehow. Thanks to the glasses you made, my world changed. I'm truly grateful. I'm the one who should be thankful. You said you respected my craftsmanship and wanted to master cooking to support me. When I decided to quit my job and become a full-time homemaker, I wanted to fully support your incredible craftsmanship. Feels like a lifetime ago. Your cooking is indeed professional grade. Thanks for the compliment. After this whole ordeal, I'm even more grateful to be married to you. Me too. It reminded me of how skilled you are as a craftsman. We reminisced about the past and cherished our current happiness. I was genuinely glad our efforts were recognized. Apparently, Jason's life has been quite miserable since he was fired. How did I end up working part-time at a convenience store after being employed at such a huge company? Hey, newbie, stop mumbling to yourself and get moving. Sorry. Rumors of my misconduct spread throughout the industry, and now no one will hire me. Still complaining. Knock it off. Sorry. It's pitiful, but he spends his days being scolded by younger part-time workers. Following Jason's dismissal, we were assigned a new contact person. This individual, named John, was the complete opposite of Jason, gentle and amiable. He never looked down on anyone simply because they were a subcontractor. How's the new contact person? He's fantastic, unlike anyone we've worked with before, both in terms of work and character. That's great to hear, especially after dealing with Jason. This must feel even better, right? True, but even without comparing, he's genuinely a great person. Sounds like it'll have a positive impact on work. Actually, it already is. Work efficiency has increased, and our performance is visibly improving. Wow, that's wonderful. This calls for a celebration. Maybe we should go back to that steak place. I'd love that. Last time our experience got interrupted, so I'd like to enjoy it from start to finish this time. Then let's make a reservation right away. Sounds good. The sooner, the better. Amelia excitedly made the reservation call, bubbling with the enthusiasm of a child. I hope these fulfilling days of work and personal life continue forever.